I would like to give you the backstory to the Navigator and his odyssey to collect the Immortals. In a not-so-distant future, a brilliant, enigmatic scientist known only as the Navigator became obsessed with the legend of the 12 Immortals. Extraordinary beings in secret had seemingly transcended time and space. The Navigator, driven by curiosity and a deep sense of purpose, dedicated his life to developing a time machine. His invention was not merely a device, but a marvel of technology and art, capable of navigating the complex streams of time. After years of painstaking research and countless trials, the Navigator successfully activated the time machine. He embarked on an unparalleled journey through history, seeking evidence of the elusive Immortals. His travels took him from the ancient kingdoms of Egypt to the futuristic landscapes of the 22nd century and beyond. In each era, he found an immortal, each living a life of obscurity, their true nature hidden from the world. Yet, the Navigator's ultimate goal was not just to find the Immortals, but to unite them. He believed that together, these beings could unlock secrets of the universe and perhaps even the mysteries of life itself. But to gather them, he needed a catalyst, a figure known in hushed tones as the Champion. During his temporal voyages, the Navigator discovered a peculiar anomaly, a place outside the normal flow of time called the In-Between. It was a realm where the past, present, and future coexisted, a crossroads of destinies. Here he found Lucky's Bar, a seemingly ordinary establishment that defied the laws of time. The Navigator, with his charismatic persuasion and knowledge of the future, convinced each immortal to meet at Lucky's at a specific moment. He believed that fate would guide them to their collective destiny. As the meeting unfolded, the Immortals, diverse in their backgrounds and eras, waited with bated breath for the appearance of the Champion. The Champion, having serendipitous knowledge of the Navigator's journey, was impressed by his faith and determination. The Navigator, it seemed, was the true catalyst, his unwavering belief in the universe's guidance leading them all to this pivotal moment. The meeting at Lucky's became legendary, a convergence of timeless beings brought together by one man's vision. The Navigator, with his creation and his conviction, had altered the course of history, proving that faith and determination could indeed move the cosmos. In the end, the Navigator's legacy was not just in finding the Immortals or the Champion, but in demonstrating the power of belief and the extraordinary potential of the human spirit to transcend the boundaries of time, space, motion, and reality. To add a little more to the story, one of the things that the Navigator did was he followed the Immortals in time to the present moment, where he discovered where each of them were in his current era. For example, he found Jupiter at the Vatican in Rome, Pluto in Los Angeles, California, Saturn in Jerusalem, Neptune at the city of London in England, Mars, Washington, D.C., USA, Uranus at the North Pole, Venus at Paris, France, Mercury, Hong Kong, China. Hidden were the locations of the sun, the moon, the star, the shadow, and of course, the villain. The Navigator gave each immortal a zodiac card. These cards will be relevant in the game. The zodiac card is an invitation to Lucky's Bar. Jupiter received the world, Pluto, judgment, Saturn, wheel of fortune, Neptune, the fool, Mars, the tower, Uranus, the hanged man, Venus, the empress, Mercury, the magician. The Navigator engaged each of the Immortals by exploiting their weakness and using natural law, virtues, and principles in an attempt to succeed at his mission and forge a strong bond with each. The Navigator used mentalism against the pride of Uranus, vibration against the wrath of Neptune, polarity against the sloth of Jupiter, rhythm against the greed of Venus, cause and effect against the gluttony of Mercury, correspondence against the fear of Saturn, truth against the duplicity of Pluto, gender against the lust of Mars, even sovereignty against the envy of the Sun. Uranus, the pride of the Viking seer, North Pole. The Navigator discerned Uranus's pride and countered it with mentalism. He manipulated perceptions and created a scenario where Uranus's pride led him to a fate-sealing decision. Believing he was engaging in a battle of wits and strategy, Uranus found himself ensnarled, forced to acknowledge the power of the mind over brute strength. Neptune, the wrath of the ocean's commander, London. Neptune, known for his wrathful command of the seas, was subdued by the principles of vibration. The Navigator crafted a harmonic frequency that soothed Neptune's fury. It was this very vibration, resonating with the ebb and flow of the ocean, that lulled Neptune into a peaceful surrender. Jupiter, the sloth of the champion gladiator, Rome. Jupiter's sloth was overcome by the principle of polarity. The Navigator introduced an equal but opposite force of ambition and drive, which gradually shifted Jupiter's inertia into action. This polarity was the key to reawakening Jupiter's dormant vigor. Venus, the greed of the Renaissance beauty, Paris, France. Against Venus's greed, the Navigator employed rhythm, the cadence of give and take. He presented her with cycles of abundance and scarcity, teaching her the rhythm of true value. This dance led Venus to yearn for something beyond material wealth. Mercury, the gluttony of the silver-tongued orator, Hong Kong. Mercury was caught through cause and effect. Every indulgence was met with a consequence, and the Navigator ensured that Mercury's gluttonous actions led to outcomes that curbed his appetite. It was a lesson in restraint that Mercury could not ignore. Saturn, the fear of the Babylonian ruler, Jerusalem. The Navigator used correspondence to mirror Saturn's fears back to him, making him face the reality of his own creation. It was through understanding this correspondence that Saturn realized his fear was his own doing, which he then chose to conquer. Pluto, the duplicity of the underworld's broker, Los Angeles. Truth was the Navigator's weapon against Pluto's duplicity. By weaving an undeniable truth into Pluto's web of lies, the Navigator created a situation where Pluto's own deceits unraveled, revealing the path to unity and integrity. Mars, the lust of the war-struck conqueror, Washington, D.C. Lastly, Mars' lust was challenged by the principle of gender. The Navigator used the dynamic interplay of masculine and feminine energies, highlighting the strength found in their balance. This approach redirected Mars' lust into a quest for harmony within.